But if we look, Andy, at that run of fixtures and we just pick out that Hibs game at home, just for example, let's say Hibs go and do what Aberdeen did, 12 months ago, and they're 8 behind, exactly the position they were in when Michael Beale is sacked and Philippe Clement's brought in. Michael Beale, if you were to sit here and ask him now, if that happened, would probably say, well, what's the difference? Is the difference purely that the board are saying we're not having this rinse and repeat? Is that it? I mean, why does Clement deserve?
Let me ask, what does sacking Clement then achieve? Because it's the same group of players.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever new manager is going to come in is going to make his own changes come January. We've already seen, 2 or 3 managers have now discussed the impact of changing managers' training regimes, what that's had on the injury record of the club. That's, is bringing another new coach in, another new set of philosophies and new set of methods on the training ground. Is that going to help? No. So you're potentially looking at extending that injury record that's so debilitating last season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not sure that changing the manager is going to have the impact that the club or the fans are going to want to have. I think there's just going to be times this season where the Rangers fans are just going to have to suck it up, because the only way things get better is with time and patience and spending a bit of money. But I just can't see who else is going to come in and be able to work with this group of players and get better results than what Philippe Clement has. I'm not sure it's the manager that's the big issue here. I think Scott's right in terms of lack of desire at times. But again, that's down to the players. The players need to show that. The players need to be able to run out there and once they cross the right line, that's down to the players to show that. And I think, generally speaking, as I said, the issues at the club are bigger than just the manager. I think this is something that the board have to address and have to get their act together before you can start then looking at the manager again.
Andy, I agree with that, and I totally agree. And I don't think he will lose his job, and I don't think he should. They have to stick with him. There is no point in keeping sacking managers and just being in this cycle constantly. But what I would say is he has to come up with a way of being competitive with Celtic in one-off games. That's his job as a manager. This squad, you might be saying Rangers, they don't have the money. This squad still, should be beating every other team in the league comfortably. Absolutely comfortably. The fact that they're even doubting that is unbelievable. But so that's fine. So you give him time, you give him patience. I think every Rangers fan gets the whole long-term project, and it's the start of a new cycle, and you get young players and hopefully sell them on and develop. I think every Rangers fan understands that. They're not stupid. But I go back to my original point right at the start. That doesn't mean you can't be competitive against a strong Celtic team. And if that means Philippe Clement changing his approach in games, changing his tactics, does it mean going 5 at the back and you go a bit more defensive, especially when you go to Celtic Park? He has to do something in these games to get him a result, give the fans a bit of belief, give his own players a bit of belief, and change that narrative.